It's Monday. It's your girl Candy K. Lynn. I got my friends with me.
It is Coco Shikari. Did you just say it was a Monday?
Oh shoot, it is Tuesday.
I
Forgive me. I'm used to Monday shows, guys. You're right. Well, that's the reason why I need a co-host. So you guys can keep me straight on what day of the week it is. I'm losing it, but listen, school is almost out. And
Yes.
I'm getting some things off my plate, and so then maybe I'll remember what day of the week it is. But we're here to talk gossip, what's trending on Twitter. We are here for the culture. So if you were new to pull up the podcast, this is your first episode watching. This is the mess segment. Mr. Shaw used to like to do it, but I traded him in for a real gossip columnist. And we are here to gossip, talk about the headlines, not necessarily the people. So let's get started with, I think I want to talk about Brittney first. I usually keep it to hip hop culture, but Brittney is trending and it's been such a big deal since the conservatorship situation. Um, Brittney Spears is pregnant.
Is. Did you see the post that she made?
I can't keep up with Brittney because I feel like when Brittney talks,
Mhm.
it's like listen to some of these rappers. I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
Yeah, and the post was very. I mean, the post looked like her regular post, but it was just like I just can't. Sometimes I just can't understand what she's saying. But thanks to the Shade Room and all the other blogs that break it down for us and help us out with that. But she is definitely pregnant and so excited. And I think the world is also excited.
But so here's the thing, right? And again, I talk about the headlines, not necessarily people. Y'all, Brittney is 40 years old.
Mhm.
Brittney is 4 years old. She'll be 41 years old in December. Y'all, she doesn't have custody of her oldest two kids. She's been in conservatorship for years for a reason. Do I wish well for Brittney? Do I hope Brittney is better? Do I want everyone who wants to be a mom? Because 41 is not too old to be a mom.
Mhm.
But you've missed so many years of full-time parenting
Yeah.
along the way. And the same things that triggered you, babies are only fun for so long and then it gets real.
Yeah. Then they're
So I
crying
am a
every hour. Every hour of the night, they're crying.
they need a bottle. They
They
need a
need water.
boob. You know, I am concerned for Brittney's mental health because
Mhm.
postpartum depression is such a real thing.
It is.
And she's just coming out of conservatorship. She has beef with her family. I am really, these Kevin Federline had a kid with Shar Jackson, who used to be on Moesha, for those of you who didn't know. He didn't have custody of that child, but he got custody of Brittney's kids. And of course, Brittney's paying for those kids. Those kids are teenagers.
Mhm.
She's having a baby.
Again. Yeah.
I wish her luck. I do.
Yeah. And I mean, I wonder how it is. Also, I think about a lot of older people who have had kids, like Janet and our girl Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
They both had kids late. I think didn't Tyra have her kid later? Not in her.
Tyra had the baby later. Candy Burris has had kids in her 40s.
Mhm.
Kenya has had kids in her 40s. It's a thing, I'm gonna be an old parent. But I think for me with Brittney, it's just the fact of I don't understand what Brittney's saying now most of the time. Brittney is still
Yeah,
trying to show her boobs on the internet and her butt. And
yeah,
I just I would hate people. I think sometimes what people forget is that babies sound fine when you get a new boyfriend, and
hmm
then that baby comes, and then you're dealing with the same things that you were possibly dealing with before because you're still dealing with some things because your posts, we don't understand them. We don't,
hmm
you know,
yeah,
what happens once the baby gets here?
yeah,
I think for me, especially being an educator,
hmm
it's always what effects do we have on our kids? Are we bringing kids into positive situations? Are we bringing kids into situations that can lead them down the path of destruction later? because we could have made a decision and just not had another baby. As much as, you know, now seems like the time that you would probably get your older kids and raise them full time.
Yeah.
That would sound more like a plan for me if that were me. So I just, being that I watched Brittney grow up around the same age, I wish the best for her.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like there's always opportunists around her.
Yeah.
You know, opportune time you get with Brittney Spears, one of the greatest pop stars ever, and oh, now Brittney's got out from under conservatorship, IUD is removed. Let's have a baby. Let's get Brittney pregnant.
It didn't sound like a good idea, but I'm glad to know that she's happy about it. But yeah, I don't know. I think that babies are. Well, I'm also 23, so maybe I'm biased. I think that babies are just a lot. Who wants to deal with that? There's a lot of people who want to, but when I'm 40, a newborn, when I'm 23, a newborn, I don't know what age, but I do get it. I know that she's excited. She sounds excited. Everybody in the rest of the world is excited. Twitter is excited.
I'm sure the Free Britney movement is excited. So y'all send Britney some diapers
Yeah.
and volunteer to watch the baby on the baby monitors from your house virtually.
Right. Right. Nobody's gonna help her take care of it.
Right. You know, give Britney some additional daddies on hand. So good luck to Britney Spears. Wishing you the best. I just hope. I just hope. Unfortunately, we live in a predatory society.
Yeah.
I wish the best for Britney. She's been through a lot, and you know, we never know what she could have been had some of this other mental stuff not taken place.
Yeah.
So I really wish the best for her. So, there's not been a lot of news reported about the Kirk Franklin situation. Remember a while back, Kirk Franklin was recorded cussing his son out?
Yeah. Yep.
His son was arrested over the weekend, allegedly in LA.
Okay.
And allegedly he was arrested in a car that didn't belong to him with a gun that didn't belong to him. And the car belonged allegedly, from what I read, to a woman that's possibly murdered. And so
This the 30-year-old son, the 30-something-year-old son.
that cussed Kirk out good. Kirk cussed him out good. You remember he was trying to get Kirk put out the church.
And I was for it. I was for it. I was, because you know what, your kids can take you there, especially the kids who just think that they have power and dominion over you. They will take you there. And I was for the words. I was for that good word.
Well, K.R.I.T is now allegedly held in without bond and possibly being extradited back to Texas for implication in this possible murder. And the only thing that I want to say about this is, don't confuse serving and loving God with people sometimes getting out of character. And I think that's what he wanted the world to do. And Black America was like, even us as kids was like, nah, son. Yeah. Nah, son. You was coming for your pops. And your pops wasn't having it that day.
And he checked you.
And then you tried to publicly shame him.
Mm-hmm.
Make him look bad in front of the church. And we was all like, nah.
No.
Spare the rod, spoil the child. We was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And we knew, and we talked about it here on Pull Up. We're not perfect as kids. We all make mistakes.
Right.
But the level of disrespect and disobedience, now you're here.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just kind of like, we got to watch the energy that we put out in this life.
Yeah.
It's not always our parents. It's not always our friends. Sometimes it's us.
Yeah.
It's us.
And I feel like a good parent will correct you in a constructive way. So if you're just flying off the handle and, you know, he was just like, oh, it's all right, son. Please, a regular Black parent, you would have got dragged. He did the bare minimum.
He didn't put his hands right. He didn't put his hands on me. Like, my mama would have found me. And then I released the recording online to shame her.
Yeah.
Should have pulled up.
With no
on
issue.
site. On site. It would have been
and
then
would have said, post that. Yeah. Like, what? No, you would have got dragged. Mm-hmm.
And I say to people all the time, if you're watching this, you get a glimpse of this, y'all. sometimes the biblical word tells us how important it is for us to be obedient.
Mm.
And sometimes, as you said, when parents are giving that constructive criticism and they're trying to teach us and they're trying to guide us in the right direction, they sometimes see things that we can't see. And when
Yeah.
they get mad, it's that fear. And my mom is very big on, she used to say, when I get angry, it's because I'm scared and I can't tell you I'm scared. So I got to protect you. And you knew in that moment that Kirk was tired of the ish. And
Yeah.
so prayers to the Franklin family, because these type of situations are never easy.
Yeah, it is hard.
Nobody wants to see their kid behind bars. And if it's true or if it's false, you're already behind bars. You've already had to go through this process. You know, there are questions that people have. And it goes back to, I think parents get victimized over and over again because there's no parenting manual. They're always wondering, did they do the right thing?
Yeah.
What did they do wrong in your upbringing? So
that made him go off like that.
yeah. So I hope it works itself out. Situation is not looking in his favor at this time.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if they ever did like a psychiatric evaluation for him, because I'm hoping this is not true. But if it's true, there has to be something more than just he's just a little mouthy. It has to be something more than that.
I agree. I agree. And sometimes we know in our culture we don't check on mental health. We
Yeah.
want to believe that Jesus is gonna fix it.
Right.
And he's put tools and avenues in place so that he can help you fix it. Like, so I saw that story and I was just like, man, we saw it all.
Yeah.
We saw that moment and it's just like, dang, that's tough. Anytime you see those type of things, like I said, it's always heartbreaking when families are fighting, and it's even more heartbreaking when parents are like losing their kids, like you said, to things that, you know, we don't know what the backstory is with the mental health. We don't know, has there been assistance in trying to get help? So I don't know. That's just a story. We'll continue to watch that story and see how it progresses. What else do we have on the menu today?
Okay, since we're talking about alleged murders, did you see the Courtney Taylor case and the Christian, I can't even say his last name, Oboomsley?
The OnlyFans girl that stabbed him?
Yes.
Tell the people. I only got pieces of it.
Okay, so there was this African American male, Christian, who was in a relationship with Courtney. And, I don't know too much about Courtney, but allegedly Christian was like anti-Black girl, right? So he only dated white women. And he was very verbal about only dating white women and how Black women were not his type, right? So he dates this white girl named Courtney, or dated because he's gone now. But he dates this white girl named Courtney. She stabs him to death. She gets off, post bail, whatever, so be it. And she's out in the open at the bars, drinking, walking her dog, and all types of other stuff. I mean, like, Twitter went crazy because there was a video posted of her drinking at the bar, enjoying herself 2 days after she allegedly stabbed him to death. Now, the Black community has completely abandoned Christian because of his remarks about Black women and not dating Black women, and Black women are this and that, blah, 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 which that conversation has been going on forever now. But the Black community has abandoned Christian, and they're like, he deserves to die, which I don't think anybody deserves to die, but you got stabbed to death.
I saw pieces of the messages, the Twitter posts, and her attorney said that she's going to get off with self-defense. Her plea, and this was in Florida, if I'm not mistaken, where laws are absolutely, was this in Florida? I think this happened in Florida, didn't it?
Yes, Miami.
Okay. Yeah. So what I thought, stand your ground laws exist there in Florida. Terrible state to be murdered in because, it seems like the killer seems to get off. Her attorney has basically said that she is going to walk. He is confident without a trial. You know, she was given a bail that was a bond that was obviously affordable, you know, of what she had to pay down. She's obviously doesn't have any restrictions.
Yep.
And we don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
No.
But it's hard for anybody in our community to defend you when you talk against us. And for the very things that you hate or people like to put on us, we're starting to see that these things that's not what the mirror is saying. So the level of self-hatred that people tend to have for themselves and their own, because if you're a black male, you came from a black woman.
Right.
And now your black mother has to bury her child. And listen, we'll be following this story too, because I don't think sis is going to get no time. I do not trust Florida in the judicial system.
She was having a merry time at the bar, just chilling. Even when they were showing the pictures of her being arrested, she was just sitting there, no sign of distress, no sign of nothing. She knew she was getting off white privilege. That is crazy to me. And then the brother and the mother got online and was like, come on, we need the community. We need the community. And every time that they would say it, more tweets would come up. How Christian says, I don't like black women. I don't like black women. I don't like black women, black culture, blah, blah, blah. He hated it. So the community is not standing with Christian. They're not.
And I guess Benjamin Crump is who they're going to call next, but black women will not stand with him. And movements move because black women stand. Because we are usually unselfish enough to hop on a cause, to retweet, to share the information, to talk about it, to demonstrate, to rally, to get on a bus, to travel. We usually stand in the gap. When prayers to his family, because death is always tragic, but I can't stand with Christian. And it's just, I can't. I literally read the story and I was like, I can't even be outraged. I can't even be outraged because you thought so highly of her
in her race
that she literally will probably get off for murder. Because a jury of her peers, if no one is fighting for this trial, no one is fighting for justice, do you think her peers are going to look like you and I sitting on that jury? So we got to be careful. Man, this life is difficult. We got to be careful of what we say. We got to be careful of what we post. I don't wish ill will against anybody.
Neither do I.
But we better learn how to ride for our own. You can like who you like.
Right.
But you never had
the degrading, the disrespect.
And that's the reason why no one will stand, because your black mother lost her black son and she needs justice right now. She may never get it because she doesn't have a community to rally behind her.
Yep.
Laws will not be changed. And Florida is a stand your ground state, and they do some questionable things. So, whew, girl, this episode is heavy. I feel like we're the new Nancy Grace. I feel like this isn't TMZ. This is Nancy Grace today.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's been
what else we got on the playlist?
So Wiz Khalifa, Big K.R.I.T, Smoke DZA, and Girl Talk just came out with a collaborated album called Full Court Press. Right now, my favorite song is Put You On, and that's when all four of them are on the song. And it's pretty lit. I like it. It's pretty lit.
Full Court Press. I would have to go check that out because I ain't been listening to music. I've been a little out the loop. Okay, Full Court Press, Wiz Khalifa. You said Girl Time?
Girl Talk.
Girl Talk. Okay.
And that's a man, by the way.
Okay. I feel like I'm getting behind in the culture. New artists keep showing up every day. Girl Talk is a guy.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a guy.
I'm making my notes so that I can be present and available. I missed that one. Okay. So Wiz seems to be not only dropping albums, but dropping shorts.
Yeah.
So tell us about Wiz. What's going on outside of music?
So we love the confidence that Wiz Khalifa is expressing, he's showing, but there's been some controversy online with his workout gear. He likes working out in his tight tee, white tee underwear. And so he has all his junk out while he's working out, but that's his favorite clothes outfit to wear when he's working out, and he's already said that he's not going to change it. There's been several comments made towards him actually working out in his underwear, but posting himself in his underwear online, and they've been going crazy. I mean, the girls do it a lot, so
I
hey,
agree.
what's the difference?
I mean, Wiz not fine, so I ain't checking for it. It's like, okay. Now, when we observed the package, I was like, okay, nice. But
Uh-huh.
Wiz still looks like a germ to me, so I don't care.
Oh.
Wiz ain't my cup of tea. Like, but and if he's comfortable, right? He's working
Mhm,
out. We are still in the middle. We are in a pandemic. We don't know where
mhm.
we are in the pandemic. It just keeps
Yeah.
pandemicking. So he's working on his physical health,
Hmm.
which works with his mental health. If he wants to work out in his drawers, flop flop Wiz, just let it flop. He's giving the girls and the guys entertainment in the gym. I guess I don't know.
And obviously, both of them are looking.
Yeah,
So it's funny, but
and
we
he's an
love to see him
entertainer.
working out. Like,
Yeah,
we love to see him in good health, though. So I think it's funny. I really do. To see all the men in a frenzy, like, put your junk up. You don't see
I
that
think
today.
they're jealous. They jealous. Like,
It might be.
listen,
They might
if
be.
y'all, if because here's my thing as a man, right? If women were in when women are in the gym,
Mm,
and I don't think Wiz's shorts are any shorter than once I get fine, I'm gonna put mine on either in the gym. Like,
mhm,
right? My goal is sports bra and shorts just barely covering my butt. That's
mhm,
my goal, right? Men don't complain. Women are in there like that all the time.
mhm,
So because Wiz is showing off his body, he's proud of his gains. He's
mhm,
proud of his package.
mhm.
Why y'all mad?
Yeah.
He got on pants. The things that we have
Underwear.
conversations about now, right? He got on, So I guess now the gym is going to and I'm sure the gyms are going to establish a shorts rule now
Oh, coming
that
soon.
they're going to now decide what is gym appropriate
Appropriate.
and
Right.
what's gym inappropriate because of Wiz and his junk. And everybody, if a man is mad, it's just because they looked at Wiz and they say, "Man, hold up,
Right.
Wiz got
Where
some
you get
junk."
that from?
And Wiz, the way it's sitting, like if you want to see the picture, just go to Twitter. You can find anything you want to see on Twitter. Just type
Mhm.
in Wiz, and it'll pop right.
Surprise.
So it'll pop.
I don't even do it. I don't even do it. Surprise. It's there.
It's gonna pop
Google.
right up. And I think people are just, and then men that don't look like him, they like, man,
Right.
he gonna take all the women out the gym. So
Now you're gonna see all the men in the coochie cutters and the
hey,
booty shorts.
women, we need a good look too. Let's enjoy the view.
Right.
Enjoy and move on. I guess these people are crazy. What else we got playing? What else is playing?
Oh, we have a lot of things. There's also what else is going on? Okay, wait. Before we move on, I just would like to say that Big Crit, I've been a fan since Country SHIT. Love that song. Just played it the other day. For everybody who doesn't really know who that is, that's him. Have you heard that song?
No.
What? Now you have to go listen to it. I think I kind of have a crush on Big Crit, but we're gonna just leave that there.
Okay.
Anaconda, the movie, turns 25. It turned 25 yesterday, and I've never seen it.
I saw it at the movies. Ice Cube is in Anaconda.
Mhm.
So that's a part of his, you know, making that transition from music to entertainment. So yeah, I don't remember what happened, but I know I went to the movies and saw it a long time ago. But the fact that we're honoring, like I'm old enough to honor movies that are turning 25.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of scary.
Is
That's when
it? Why?
movie tickets are like $4.50.
Oh yeah, movie tickets are like 15 now.
Yeah. See the same movies that's in the same type of chairs. The
Yeah.
screen just got bigger. So yeah, shout out to Ice Cube and the fact that he has been able to sustain himself as a legend in the TV, in the film game,
Mm-hmm.
as well as in the music game.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Anaconda is about the snakes. That's that's all. I mean, I don't really remember everything that occurred. Let's see. I know Ice Cube was in the movie. That's when we used to go, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when the movies were the thing to do. That was before the internet.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
What do you think the world was doing 25 years ago? You think the world, we weren't on the internet? Like,
I wouldn't have survived, honestly. I don't know how everybody was. Y'all used to like write letters and stuff and send it to each other and stuff. Yeah.
well, we had, so I had a cell phone in 1997. I did, but we had to like go to the mall and buy minutes to put on it. So you had to put minutes on your phone, and I had a pager. So the
Mm-hmm.
world, I mean, the world works. The world worked. Like I said, the movie was basically about capturing the giant anaconda, and we went to the movies. You got together. You talked on the phone. You didn't have FaceTime. So when you saw Bay and face to face, it was like, oh, Bay.
Mm-hmm.
It was a real deal. It was a real deal. So she said I could have survived. Y'all wrote letters. Y'all are. I hate young people. I hate y'all.
I wouldn't have survived. I do not know a lot. Well, I do, because iPhones and stuff really wasn't a thing really until like middle school, mid middle school. So like my childhood years, I guess we were playing outside. Well, I wasn't an outside kid; I was inside. But we were playing with each other, But yeah,
You'd have made it. We all made it. We didn't know.
phones all day, FaceTime all day. Okay, what about the TMC's new show, Hip Hop? Did you see that?
I did. I think it could be interesting. I think it could be interesting because TMZ has their pulse on the culture anyway. Um, they cover celebrities so differently from the way the National Enquirer did, or just catching the red carpet moments or sit downs with Entertainment Tonight. Um, I think it could be powerful. I think that if we utilize it, if the culture utilizes it in the right format,
Mm-hmm.
it only takes things to the next level because the visibility, because of podcasts, everybody can get an interview. TMZ culture, bringing people in to have these conversations on the show, to talk the culture, to talk the podcast. I think it's good for the culture. I mean, I hate that, and it's good for the culture. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yeah, I think that I don't understand why everybody is just so gossipy. Like I feel like there's enough things going on with your own life that you don't have to sit around and just follow people. I'm always feeling bad for like the celebrities when they can't go to Target just to pick up diapers. But you know what? I'm pretty sure TMZ Hip Hop is going to bring it. And you know what else? I think the Shade Room has some run for the money. I'm pretty sure when TMZ Hip Hop comes out, they're gonna be like as fast as they always are, and everybody else competing is gonna have a run for the money
I
for
think
sure.
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be different in the way that Harvey and TMZ runs their shows.
Mm-hmm.
The conversations. I think the leverage and the power that they have. I think if he uses it, because the way that I've seen the show is like it's going to be more conversational pieces, right? Not so much, of course, and like we said, they're going to, of course, give you the news because they're there in LA. They're at the airport camped out. They're in the neighborhoods. They're at every party.
Mm-hmm.
They're there. And the problem is people literally care about other people's business
Yeah.
so much. I
Yeah.
prefer to talk about like the underlining stories.
Mm-hmm.
It would be hard for me to stalk people every day. And I
Yeah.
think that, You
In
know,
the bushes while it's raining with cameras.
people do it and they love it. And I think TMZ hip hop is going to get, because they're not there on, and I'm sure they're in LaGuardia now at the airport too. All the major cities, you get your favorite artist in a different light. You really get a pulse on the culture because our culture is that important that TMZ needed to do a show. So it's gonna be competition. The Shade Room, I think, is gonna be okay. Hollywood Unlocked is gonna be okay. And it also goes to prove what Jason Lee has said about what are our celebrities going to do? Are they going to continue to ignore Black media outlets? Or are they going to continue to run a TMZ who covers them however? And I never see anybody fight with Harvey and TMZ about the news that's covered. But when Jason Lee is covering news, or the Shade Room is covering news, or the Jasmine brand, I hear us complaining. Are we going to give TMZ that kind of pushback?
I don't know. It's the messy for me. I feel I get secondhand embarrassment. I'm like, did you have to show her in her nude? Like, no. Why are you following them? They just wanted a sandwich. Why are you following them? Yeah, I think I get really bad secondhand embarrassment for all the celebrities. Poor them. And it's about to kick up a notch. So everybody stay tuned.
Because everybody outside.
Hopefully we can catch Kanye stalking Kim. That might be
no. I don't want to. I want Kanye to stop. I want Kanye to go do Kanye. I really would like for Kanye to go do Kanye, drop a dope sneaker, give us a quality album, and get a chick that's way hotter than Kim.
And that sounds good. But Kanye just said he would quit music. He would quit everything just to be Kim's personal stylist. That's what he said.
Kanye says a lot of stuff. And that's why I want Kanye to move on. Sometimes we need to learn the power of when to let go.
Yeah.
And when to move on. Because for as much as, I just don't think that Kanye was ever her guy. And I think guys spend so much time chasing women. If I shunned you for 8 years, you probably weren't my number one pick. Reggie Bush was her guy. Things didn't work out. Kanye, Kim doesn't want you to style her. Kim is dating Pete Davidson. Yuck. I thought Kanye was yuck, but Pete Davidson?
Yeah.
So at some point, I think men need to understand she doesn't want you. We're having that same conversation. That's the conversation that men are having about Will Smith at this point. You weren't Jada's first pick.
With Jada,
And sometimes I think it's hard for men to understand that, but Kim has divorced you, bruh. Move on. Over. It's over. And if they get back together, I would be so shocked. I'd be so shocked. I think Lamar Odom has a better chance of getting Chloe back than Kanye does of getting Kim back.
Lamar, and he's always in the blogs at least once.
And I want him to stop begging too.
Yeah.
Stop begging. You had everything right there at your fingertips, and like so many other people, you didn't appreciate it. I love Lamar. I was rooting for Lamar and Chloe to begin with. Lamar, baby, you were in the whorehouse.
Yeah.
I would never.
Hell on wheels.
I would never. And yeah, you were in the whore. You shamed me to the core. You just stop begging. And I would I feel like the two of them, Kim and Chloe, should get on TV at this point and be like, hey, stop begging. Just let it be what it was, and so that we don't have to hate each other. Just, I love you from afar. The memories are forever with me. Move on.
Just a public announcement, just to let everybody know. I do not want this man. The streets can have him. The streets can have him. And then I feel like the guys always be acting like they want to be in the streets and they got this girl and that girl. And then as soon as that good girl leaves them, they're begging at the front doorstep. Just be good the first time. I'm not understanding. And if you're not ready, you're not ready. Why would you get with her? And that's exactly why you lost her. That's exactly why you're back on her doorstep begging, begging. Every week he's talking about how he lost Chloe and he wished he didn't.
And you know who else that I feel like is going to be right there with them? Offset. Because I feel like we know what happened the last time Cardi left Offset. He was like sending roses to the concerts and like, just go sit down. Stop. Like, go be a simp. Since y'all want to call Russell Wilson a simp, go be a simp. Go have a seat. Go hang out with your wife.
Yeah.
Enjoy her. You wanted her. You proposed to her. You
Mhm.
married her. You had babies with her. Or a house, because Lamar and Chloe didn't have babies. Chloe now has a baby, Lamar. She doesn't even really need you. She can just go use Tristan's DNA again and have a surrogate carry the baby at this point because Tristan is a mess also.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's definitely dragged Chloe. I think they're neck and neck.
Yeah. So just disappear. Let people have peace. Don't, if you love me, let me be happy.
Yeah.
So that's what I got for today. Our final piece that we were going to discuss really quickly before we get out of here, comeback stories. Comeback stories. So we're talking about artists who take these breaks. And I think I'm always on Twitter, and you know who's always trending?
Who?
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
And Kendrick takes these long breaks.
Yeah.
You seem so unimpressed. What are your thoughts?
Kendrick, actually, when I thought about comeback artists, I really thought of Jasmine because we were hanging on to Mascara and that album. We were hanging on to that album for so long. That's all we had left of her. And then when she came back with Hotels, and then came back with Motels, and then won that award, I'm like, you could have won this award back in 2014. Like, what? Where were you at? Where'd you go? But Kendrick, yeah, that was crazy. I don't know.
Rihanna.
He is always trending. He's a unique person. He kind of reminds me of uh is it Childish Gambino? No, it's not Childish Gambino. I can't remember the name of the guy, but yeah, they kind of remind me of each other. They're very unique.
Well, I like comeback stories. I like comeback stories in music. I like comeback stories in sports. I like it in film. Listen, I think that so I wasn't on Jasmine, Sullivan to begin with. Wasn't my vibe. Maybe I didn't listen close enough or I wasn't experiencing what she was giving at that time. So Hotels was like, I'm being honest. My musical taste is sometimes like lagging. Because I need upbeat drama. And I guess with her, I just wasn't vibing with her. But the Hotels album, I was a little bit like, okay, girl, because people was waiting. I don't be waiting on her. I be waiting on K. Michelle, who's taking forever with this final album. Like, because K. Michelle gives me everything in life that if I wasn't trying to be a professional that I would want to be. K. Michelle gives you all your ghetto hood red life.
Yeah.
So with Jasmine, I was glad that she won. I'm glad that more artists in the R&B sector are being recognized, right? Because they sometimes like to not recognize our music. And she connected with so many people. She's done so well with this tour. But, I've seen so many people. Like, I went to the concert by myself.
Yeah.
So it's great to see in the quality of work. So it's like she took her time and put out a body of work that she will forever be proud of. So I love it. Kendrick, I thought about with the comeback stories because everybody's waiting. Every other week you log into Twitter, there's Kendrick Lamar's trending. And so I'm like, did he drop an album? Everybody's like, did he drop an album? Why did I wake up and Kendrick Lamar's trending? So his album has got to be amazing. Like, but I feel like it's hard to reduplicate greatness.
Yeah.
Once you've done it, what's left? Like, what do you have in the tank to redo that last hit? Rihanna is pregnant. We haven't gotten a Rihanna album since.
You're not gonna get one.
You don't think we're ever gonna get it? We're gonna get another one?
No. Rihanna is in her bag with Fenty. That's what she loves currently. Well, that's what I think she loves currently. She's invested so much. She's not worried about a studio. She's not worried about a studio. And now she has this baby. She's gonna go on even more on a hiatus. What? I know you don't like her, but I am waiting for Nikki to come back. And I kind of want her to do like the old Nikki, New York Nikki.
Okay.
Roman's revenge. Like, I need old Nikki to come back and just drop one more little album, EP, whatever you want to call it, just for the girls, just for the original girls.
I think that Nicki. So Rihanna hasn't given us an album since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So Nicki and Rihanna. The thing about it is that I appreciate about aging with artists is that they have new stories to tell.
Mm-hmm.
They have new stories to tell from a different perspective for a whole new audience. Mm-hmm. So yes, I'm not a Nicki fan, but if Nicki drops something, I'm gonna listen because she's older. She's a mom. She's more mature. She's, you know, she's had some drama. She's had some beef. She's got a husband now, right? So how do these stories add up, right? It's not, and that's why people wait on Beyonce, you know. And I feel like Beyonce doesn't really take breaks, but people feel like it is. Destiny's Child Beyonce, Bugaboo is not Lemonade Beyonce.
No.
So this space and opportunity to me is sometimes needed because people need to really get in their emotions and their feelings and put out a body of work that blows your mind. And you know, my last person that I can't wait to see what they're going to do is I need one more album from Tamar Braxton.
Okay. What? I didn't even think about that. And the last album she put out was so in love. Was in love with it. Absolutely in love. And I am Team Tamar. And now I feel like I need to go tweet about it.
Tweet about it. Hot Sugar. Listen, I saw Tamar perform not once but twice. For Tamar to be the, like, she is an entertainer. Like, Nicki is an entertainer. Whether she's my favorite or not, Rihanna's an entertainer. These rappers, right? So, like I said, Kendrick. J. Cole needs, you know, J. Cole and Kendrick disappear off of the face of the earth. And they're in the studio and they are like always working to give the people something, but it's a long wait. Yeah. This is not the 90s. We are not getting albums every 2 years.
No.
And then we had a pandemic. So I'm thinking everybody was in the studio. There's got to be some albums coming. There's got to be some documentaries coming from these people because what did you do during the pandemic?
Yeah.
I mean, I did nothing. I completed no project. So who am I to judge them?
Well, according to Kim, she said, get up and work. Everybody needs to get up and work. So,
but you know what? I agreed with that statement.
Oh, I was
sometimes we ain't up working as hard as we should be.
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with privilege. There's 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. We all need to get up and do some work. And that's just real. So like from an artist perspective, I wish that I could abandon my full-time job and podcast episodes. I wish I could put out like 3 episodes a day. That would be my goal. Like 3 episodes a day. I'd have a whole catalog, 21 episodes a week. Because baby, I always got something to say. So in the words of Kim K, everybody get up and work. Y'all, this is your girl Candy K. Lynn.
And it's Coco Shikari.
Coco Shikari, thank you so much for joining me every week. I love this, y'all. Thank you for listening and watching Pull Up the Podcast here on Facebook Live and YouTube. Or if you're getting if you're getting it afterwards the next day, we love you too. Leave a message and a comment. Until next week.
Pull up.
Good night.
Pull up.